Greetings everybody out there in the watch-loving world. First of all, I want to show you the watch that I'm wearing today. It's my Khaki King. And of course, no reflective coating on this baby. So it's going to reflect everything. But anyway, it's one of my favorite watches. It's the Hamilton Khaki King. It has the date at the top, and it has the day at the 12 o'clock mark up there. And it's a gorgeous little watch, and for the price you can't beat it. Well, I don't know if you've heard about this Chicago dealer, this Rolex Authorized dealer, and these ex-employees are accusing them of all kinds of things, racketeering, and I don't know how that can be. Anyway, I'm kind of suspicious of a former employee who got fired, who's probably mad, and they're accusing this Rolex dealer of all these kinds of wrongdoing, but the only thing they possibly have done is, well, I don't know. This case is going to go to court and everything, but you know, Rolex has a agreement with their authorized dealers on how they can sell watches. And so if a dealer now, we're living in this time of this pandemic and everything, so it might be kind of difficult for businesses to survive. We've lost a lot of businesses in the last year. So here's a dealer that's been around, oh my gosh, since 1837 in Chicago. And so I don't think it's against the law to sell a watch on the gray market. What's the gray market? It's if I sell a watch to you, I guess that's the gray market, because I'm not an authorized dealer. If I buy a watch on Chrono 24 from another private party, that's probably the gray market too. But what if I buy it on Chrono 24 from a dealer, which I've done? They're professional dealers on Chrono 24 because it's a big marketplace. And so to stay in business, let's do a little economics here, you have to have sales. And so a lot of these watch dealers now, you know, I don't know about Rolex, but I'm sure other watch dealers, if you've had a watch sitting in the case for a year, you want to move that watch. You want to get your money out of that watch, and you want to buy something else. And I'm sure the authorized dealers probably make more money on jewelry than they do watches. So is it against the law to sell a watch to a person in the United Kingdom or France or Italy or Germany? I don't think it is, because I've bought watches and I've sold watches on Chrono 24, and I guess that would be considered the gray market, because the white market is the authorized dealers, where you're going to pay retail price. So if you want a little bit of a better deal, you go to the gray market. And you might not have the manufacturer's warranty. The watch might be 3 or 4 years old, but if you can buy a watch, a $6,000 watch for $3,000, and it's 4 years old, I think you did pretty good. So yeah, I don't know about this. I guess we're going to watch this lawsuit against this Rolex authorized dealer pan out here in the courts. But I just, you know, remember, these authorized dealers are a business, and a lot of times if they're in these malls, their rents are crazy, and so they probably sell more jewelry than they do Rolex watches or Patek Philippe's. I mean, how many people walk in and buy a Patek Philippe? I bet you have to wait. It's, you know, everybody can't afford a $20,000, $30,000 watch or a $5,000 watch. So I'm sure these authorized Rolex dealers, who are just a family-owned jewelry store a lot of times, I'm sure they make the majority of their money by selling jewelry. And so if times are hard, am I going to fault the authorized dealer if they can sell some watches and make a profit and turn a profit? I mean, that's the nature of business. It's the nature of capitalism. Now, Rolex might not be too happy about that, but you know, I'm not the $10 billion company that's owned by a charity in Geneva, Switzerland. I'm just a little guy over here. So, so you have authorized dealers, though. You have them for the Swatch Group watches. You have Rolex watches. You have Omega watches, which is in the Swatch group. There's just all kinds of authorized dealers for different brands of watch, and I'm sure they all have probably different agreements on what they can do and what they cannot do. And I'm sure Rolex is probably one of the most stringent companies if you become an authorized dealer, because that's like a prize, you know. I mean, you know, Patek Philippe, these big companies, AP, JLC, all these companies are a big deal. So, and Rolex, you know, Rolex is a brand, it's very recognizable all around the world. But I just, we have to keep in mind that this sensationalism and everything, I mean, I don't think it's against the law to sell in another state, in another country. And we all pay tax now on the internet. When you buy or sell a watch, you're all paying the sales tax, because all the companies are charging. Even if I sell a watch to a guy, the platform that I'm selling the watch on is taking out the tax. It's just tacked on to the price. So I don't see a problem. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how this pans out. But I know a lot of people, they love to hate Rolex and everything, and because you know, of the scarcity of the watches, you can't go in and buy a watch. So a lot of people have moved on and moved to other brands, and there are other brands that are as good as Rolex, but they don't have that prestige a lot. But some of them, like Patek Philippe, are more prestigious than Rolex. So, you know, just something to think about. But these companies have to stay in business. That's the bottom line, is the bottom line. Well, if you enjoy my videos, like, subscribe, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, and in the end, remember to keep your watches all wound up.